Yeah, it's your boy Crypto Blood, and welcome to another episode of My Two Satoshis. It is Thanksgiving Eve, and I want to give a shout out to my man Gavins821. He wanted me to play that Pete Rock and CL Smooth, They Reminisce Over You. Classic hip hop joint right there. Thanks for that. What's going on, people? Hope you guys are doing well on this Thanksgiving Eve. Yes, still a bloodbath. Still haven't returned to those levels of $4,800 Bitcoin, where I would feel like we would be making a move to the upside. We're kind of consolidating into a nice little range here. So we'll see what happens in the next, I would say 3 or 4 days. But today we're going to be talking about Bitmain. There's some rumors going around that they're kind of in trouble. They're caving in on their own debt. I have an article to review that with you guys. And also the SEC, they've really been coming down on a lot of these companies that went ICO in 2017 up until 18. I told you guys at the beginning of 18, I'm done with US ICOs. I'm no longer holding them because there's a tail risk. I've told you guys that many times, and that's why the last ICO I did have, or ICO token I had from the US, was Veritasium. Not saying that Veritasium is in trouble. I don't know. I'm just saying that when I saw what they did to CTR, Central Tech, the one that had the crypto card, when I saw that they did with them, I said, I'm done. I don't want any parts of what's going on in the US pertaining to ICO. So I dropped Veri and focused on tokens that, were outside of the US. We'll take a look at this article that talks about how the SEC is coming down on all of these companies and what the ramifications are and what this means for us US citizens. But we're going to take a look at that article. But I want you guys to first know today, shortly after this video, there will be a Black Friday promo for the trading group for the BitMEX algo. It's currently $366, but there will be a nice discount until Black Friday, so look out for that. There will actually be a post on YouTube to let you guys know that is available. There'll be a link for you guys to go ahead and take advantage of that. So just look out for that. I just want to give you a heads up. Later today, there will be a promo for those who have still not been able to sign up for the signal. Let's go ahead and take a look at this market cap. We're still around 146 billion. Bitcoin's dominance is at 53%. And like I said, if you see here, 24-hour, very tight range as far as percentage changes here for all of the top coins here. And if you take a look at this algo chart here, I told you guys yesterday we closed our short right here that we started here. Tried to go long, got tapped out, and we went back short here, and we're still short. So we've dollar cost averaged out of this position though. We've got maybe a third of our position still on the table, but we're still short here. So we're gonna see what happens if we break this floor here. I thought we were going to break it yesterday because we broke the 42.16 area yesterday with this candle right here, and we touched just shy of 4,000. Be honest with you, if we don't go any further down, I mean 4,000, 3,700 is only 300 basis points away from the next target. So that could be it. That could have been it. Again, this is on Coinbase, so I'm not sure what this low was on other exchanges, but we will see what happens here, guys. So I'll just kind of keep you guys posted. But it seems like the selling, I'm just solely going on price action, just watching the candles, looking at the price action. Seems like we're getting close to the end of a lot of these sellers in this market, give or take a few $100s. So on to the first article out of Crypto Globe. CoinGeek claims crippling Bitmain debt from anonymous sources despite having an agenda. So let's see what it says here. The cryptocurrency outlet CoinGeek has claimed that Bitmain, the largest manufacturer of cryptocurrency application-specific integrated circuits or ASICs miners, is on the verge of losing business relationships with its sole supplier of virtual circuit boards, TSMC. And I actually did an article about TSMC, or covered this a few weeks ago. It says CoinGeek has claimed such an authority of multiple sources close to Bitmain who remain anonymous. And while leaning on anonymous sources is sometimes fine, depending on the credibility of the medium, in this case, the context of these assertions is cause for concern. The most obvious matter is that CoinGeek's owner, Calvin Ayre, has become a major player in the war that has developed in the Bitcoin Cash community, and which caused the split into Bitcoin Cash ABC and Bitcoin Cash SV. Ayre's CoinGeek doubles as a Bitcoin Cash mining pool, deploying its hash power on one side of the battle line. Bitmain, a manufacturer but also mining pool operator with a large stake in Bitcoin Cash, happens to be standing on the other side of the Bitcoin Cash hash war. Clearly, journalistic objectivity for CoinGeek is going to be tough in such a situation. With that in mind, how bad is it really for Bitmain? Bitmain's fiduciary health has been a hot topic in the last few months after it announced plans to hold on its initial public offering on Hong Kong Stock Exchange. Ever since then, it does indeed seem that all hell has broken loose for the company, which has become undoubtedly one of the most scrutinized entities in the crypto asset industry. To wit, BitMEX, the dominant Bitcoin futures trading market, according to a recent Crypto Compare exchange report, has recently deployed its well-regarded research capacities to look into Bitmain. And to some extent, the BitMEX research concurs with CoinGeek's negativity regarding Bitmain's relationship with TSMC. And that's the actual report that I covered, the BitMEX report, a few weeks ago. Another of CoinGeek's sticking points is a negative report by investment firm Sanford C. Bernstein & Co., which CoinGeek says suggested the Chinese ASIC manufacturer's prospects were so dire that TSMC should abandon favorable credit terms with Bitmain. Bloomberg, which also reported on SBC's cautionary evaluation of Bitmain, did not mention this specific recommendation. So, hey, there you have it. And, I'm going to be honest with you, with these prices that Bitcoin currently sits at, it has to put even more of a financial strain on Bitmain for their mining operation and also for future orders. So you guys let me know what your thoughts are on this. Do you think that Bitmain is in trouble? Like I said, I did a report on this a few weeks ago. It wasn't related to CoinGeek. It was another the Sanford Bernstein research firm. They were saying the same thing. So, where there's smoke, there's probably fire. So, you guys let me know your thoughts on that article and Bitmain being in trouble financially. One thing I do have to mention really quickly is that normally when companies do IPOs, that means another infusion of cash would probably be good for them, right? They're not just doing it just to do it. So that, again, you got to put all the clues together, all the pieces together, and that they may seriously be a situation where Bitmain is in trouble. Next article out of CoinDesk says here, after Friday's SEC actions, experts say ICO party is truly over. The SEC has compelled 2 crypto startups to register their token sales as security offerings. It's the first time the SEC has pursued such an action without additional charges or fraud. Friday's orders seem to support the theory that, according to Stephen Palley, a lawyer with DC-based law firm Anderson Kill, the orders would appear to apply to 95% of the token sales in the last 2 years. In fact, the language is identical in a couple of places, he added. The footnotes are identical. I would say it definitely looks like a template to me. Path to compliance. Later on Friday, the SEC itself published a statement explaining its roadmap for regulating ICO offerings, crypto exchanges, secondary market trading platforms, and other entities that facilitate token transactions. Perhaps most notably, the U.S. regulator stated that there is a path to compliance with the federal securities laws for startups issuing tokens, even if issuers have conducted an illegal, unregistered offering of digital assets. Pally pointed out that Friday's orders went through a pretty standard Howey's analysis, referring to the 3-pronged test used to determine whether an object offered for sale qualifies as a security. The Howey test specifically looks for an investment of money in a common enterprise, meaning that more than one party has funds tied up in the venture, and an expectation of profit, said Casey Jennings. Well, there you have it right there. I would say 100% of people that participated in these ICOs in the last 2 years were expecting profit. And I did a video about this way earlier in the year, may have been even last year, and I went over Howey test, the definition, all of that. I'll try to find that video for you guys. But yeah, everybody was looking for profit, and you know, the companies that were issuing them were looking to generate profits for those token holders as well. So absolutely, they were looking for profit. Importantly, Pally noted while previous orders against ICO startups haven't included allegations of fraud or similar misdeeds, Friday's announcement did not. That's the difference here, guys, that these announcements on these two startups were not fraud announcements. For companies concerned about whether they may have violated securities laws, Pally recommends checking in with a lawyer. Carter went one step further, advising ICOs to move away from their tokens immediately. My advice, he says, to all ICOs would be to go ahead of the game and close up shop, delist the token, get everyone their money back, and pursue a normal business model that does not require a token. And the final section in this article states here, ramping up. It says here the SEC has been ramping up its efforts as it charges or settles charges with different startups, Pally noted. Anthony II, a partner at Stewart and Kissel, agreed, noting that the SEC has ratcheted up their volume of its actions. The DAO report, for example, outlined the SEC's views but did not take any actions against the organization, though this may have in part been because the DAO had already refunded investors. It goes on to say here, actually refunding investors may be an issue for some ICO projects. Carter noted that Paragon and AirFox were both able to provide full recession to their investors, but not every ICO would be able to do that. Even startups which have kept all of the tokens they've raised during their sales will have lost money in terms of US dollar due to the bear market, meaning they may have a difficult time paying investors. I didn't think about that. From an investor's perspective, Carter noted what matters is the notion of an ICO is pretty much debunked as a fundraising method, and we can go back to things that make sense for investors. He concluded by saying, I guess it's going to take the market a while to realize the party is over, but the party is truly over, he says. Yeah, I have to agree. I definitely have to agree. And again, this is what we get for looking to get regulation. You know, I would hear this in 2017. You know, we want regulators to come in and give clear guidance. And, you know, people were really championing for regulation in this space to validate it, right? So that the gravy train, money train can continue on. And this is what happened. You know, this is what happened. So you guys let me know, do you think the ICO game is over? More specifically in the US. I think other countries are going to actually follow suit, you know, in the direction and the path that the SEC is doing here in the United States. But you'll still have some countries that are pro ICO, and those companies will just have to go to those jurisdictions to get their fundraising done. But again, that will exclude any US citizens in the matter. So you guys, again, let me know your thoughts about this. Is that train over? Unfortunately, I think it is. I really do. I think this game is done. Again, guys, look out for that promo that will start later today for that BitMEX algo. We're up very well since launching it for the public, and you guys will be able to participate at a discount for this Black Friday sale. That's pretty much it. Got to give a shout out again to Gavin821 for that song request. Classic hip hop right there. It's your boy Crypto Blood. That's my 2 Satoshis for November 21st, 2018. Holla!